So I record all my lectures, and so it'll record whatever is shown on the board here. So it'll show whatever I'm writing on the screen, and it'll record my voice. So obviously it's not going to record me pointing at stuff, right? But hopefully you can figure it out. And then I post those on YouTube, and then you can just always go back and review them, which is really good. You know, if you get lost during a class, right, then you can go back and just kind of take your time and slowly review it, or watch it double time. And I can talk really fast like this, right? And so otherwise it's a really boring hour and 50 minutes of video. But or today we lost a couple of minutes. First day, right? You get a free pass. Yeah, so I record all the lectures. They'll be posted on YouTube, and I'll show you how to find those. I also will save whatever I write in here as a PDF, and I'll post that on Moodle. So I give you all my notes, because sometimes writing it down blindly does not help you learn, right? So for a lot of people, right, just sitting back and just kind of listening and following the lecture is a lot better, and then going back and writing out the notes, because then you can kind of take the time to make sense of them, right? And so that's what I do. That's what I like. So one problem with writing on my iPad is I have to sit down here. Hey guys. So I try to sit, but otherwise my wrist gets so sore. So my name is Emily, spelled funny. Look at all those E's. It's insane. My last name used to be Gustafson, so I guess Lee's a little bit easier, right? But there's a lot of E's in there. So 5 out of 9, if you're counting. It's pretty good. So we'll just talk about how can you get in touch with me and that kind of thing. So first off, my office is in C104. So the C building is kind of through the student service building if you want to stay inside, right? From here, student services, and then out the kind of the butt end of the A building, and then that's the C building. It's called the laboratory building, and I'm in C104, which is a shared office, but I've got the desk. Oh, first thing, 0 is the first thing underlined. Keeping track. So it's a shared office, and my desk is the one right in front of the window, so you'll easily be able to see if I'm in there or not. If I'm there and you have a question, or even if you just want to say hi, that's fine too, right? But just stop by. I have office hours, so my office hours are kind of fake in the sense that, yeah, I'll be there, but I'll be there a lot more of the time too, right? And you're always welcome to stop by. So office hours are going to be Monday, Wednesday from 10 to 12. Tough part about office hours is that's not usually when you have questions, but that's when I'm guaranteed to be there, right? Sometimes I walk over to the Tim Hortons on the corner. It takes me about 15 minutes. So the longest you'll ever wait is 15 minutes if I had just left. So. Yeah, or a steep tea with 2 cream. Yeah. No, I'll be over caffeinated. Got the jitterbugs. No. So my office hours, like I said, they're fake. They're when I'm guaranteed to be there, but I'm there a lot of the time. If you have a question and you're working off campus, it happens, right? Then yeah, you can send me an email. I've got the typical structure, ely@okanagan.bc.ca. Who goes there? Not for us, huh? 2, 4, 6, 7 out of 11 to sign 7-Eleven. Might have even been 12. So you can send me an email, but I don't know about you. For me, even though I'm drafting it on my phone, writing an email feels a little bit more tedious than sending a text. So I'll give you my cell number, which might just be good to have. So it's 250-864-8386. Okay. So what I would almost prefer that you do, if you're working on something, then what you can do is say, hey, I have a question, and you can either type it out, or if you want to show me what you've done and you want to know, hey, where am I going wrong here? Right? Because that can happen. Just send me a picture of it. I can look at it. Okay, text you back. Often what ends up happening is I do it here, and I send you another picture back, right? And so for me, texting it feels a lot easier, right, than drafting an email. Hello, Emily. How are you today? I hope you're well. Blah, 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 blah. Whereas with a text, you can just say, hey, I'm working on this problem. Can you help me? Yeah, sure, right? And so it'll be a little bit quicker. And also, emails for me, there's a lot of junk mail that comes in, so it's kind of less important. So if you need an answer quick, then definitely text me. Okay. All right. So you can join class remotely. Now, this is not something that I would like for you to do because this is such a small class. And so I would prefer that you come to class, especially if we're working on problems together and stuff like that. Obviously, it helps if you're here, right? And so, but you can, it's an option. And so join class remotely. Using Zoom. Okay, so I'm not sure, you probably didn't see, but where I am here, this is Zoom, it's like Skype, it's a meeting room, right? And so it's a Zoom room, fun to say, fun to be in, here we are. And so this is where I'll share my screen and stuff like that. So if you were to log into Zoom right now, using my cell phone as your meeting ID, it's just kind of they asked me to pick a number, and then they suggested that you could use your cell phone number just so you remember it. So I did, of course. Right, and so this room is always open, right? And I do get a little email saying, blah, blah, blah is in your Zoom room, is waiting for you. But if you're just checking it out, right? So if we don't have class, then I'm not gonna worry about it, right? So feel free to go check it out. The first time, I think it will force you to download the app. It should not force you to make an account though. You should just be able to sign in with the meeting ID. And so here, I'll show you. Is this gonna screw it up? Oh, we'll see. Never really do it. Hello? I said leave meeting. Okay, so it should kind of look like this. Once you've got the app downloaded, right, it should look like this. And notice that I'm not signed in here, right? You should just be able to join a meeting, right? So hit join a meeting. And then this is unfortunately not on the video that I'll post later, right? So if you need help, just let me know. And then here, the meeting ID, this is where we enter 250-864-8386. And then join. And then whatever is happening in there, and you don't need to have the audio, will be showing. And so this iPad just happens to be in this room. It could just as well be at home in your bed, right? Oh, that type of situation. But like I said, for us, I would prefer that we just come to class so that we can actually work on problems. Okay, so our Zoom ID, let's call it, is 250-864-8386. Okay. All right. So next thing I want to do is I want to take you on a walk through what I've set up of the Moodle page so far. It's not a lot, but we kind of hit a hiccup. So Jenna is teaching another section of pre-calc, and we were like, oh, well, let's do the same stuff just because it's actually my first time teaching this course. I taught pre-calc, but it was called something else last term. And so don't worry, I know what I'm doing. But I haven't taught this course officially, so I don't have anything set up, and neither did she. So we were like, let's join forces. Let's do this. So, so I'm still setting it up, but eventually it'll be all cleaned up. So again, at the top here, I'll have my contact information, office hours, things that we just went through, right? And then join class remotely. I've got the Zoom room there. And I think because there's so few of us, I might be able to set up an email list, but just in case, the only way that I can contact you is through the announcements. So for example, if it starts snowing like insanely crazy tomorrow, for example, which it has been doing, right, or on Friday, or because we meet on Tuesdays and Fridays, so weird, right, and we have to cancel class, that's the only way that I'm going to be able to get in touch with you. And so what I'm going to do before next class is I'll send out a test one, just to make sure that you get it, and so all your email filters are good and it doesn't go to your spam or whatever, right? So you want to make sure that your Moodle email is linked to your personal email, right? Because you've got that weird Moodle email, but you can link it to your personal email. Okay? So then I've posted the link to the lecture videos. I'll take you there. It just takes you to my channel. I am not very good at YouTubing, so I'm sure you guys will know way better what's going on than I do. All I know is I download the video and then I upload it and then I'm done, right? So they'll just kind of keep piling on here, but you can search through old videos as long as you know which day you're looking for, right? And I put all my classes on there. So there's going to be Stat 121, Calc 1, and an S, right? And so they'll just keep piling on. 51 subscribers, going to the top. I'll be the new Jenna Marbles. Just you wait and see.
I'll subscribe.
Thank you. So that's 2, 4, 6, that's 7. I can count on you guys, right? So it's pretty good. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, comment below. No. Okay. So here I'll have kind of a wish list of things to get through for each day. Today, I suspect we'll only get through the introductions. I was hoping to get through section 1.1, but I think we might just put it off till next day. Right, so we're just going to take whatever time we need in chapter 1 because it is just kind of core math, right? So what is math? What's legal math? What's illegal math, right? And stuff like that that we really need to have a good handle on for the rest of the stuff, right? So if we don't have chapter 1 under control, then we're screwed. So we're going to spend some time in chapter 1 anyways. Okay. So here I was hoping to get through section 1.1, but that's okay. So it's kind of a wish list of things that I want to get through. Okay. I put up this note, but it was maybe too late. You do not need to purchase the textbook yet. Has anyone bought the textbook? No one? Okay, so if you have and you're for some reason afraid to tell me, then just talk to me after. We will be using a textbook, and but we will be using WebAssign. Okay, and so the textbook, this is the instructor's edition, so just imagine it only looks like this. Do not buy the hard copy. Okay, you do not need the hard copy textbook, although I think you'll be able to find one pretty cheap. Do you guys know about the used textbook store on Sutherland? Okay, so that might be just good to know in general. But we will be using WebAssign, and what you do is you go to the bookstore and you buy the access code, and the WebAssign gives you the ebook as well. Okay? So you'll have the ebook through the WebAssign. Okay? And so Jenna and I decided that, well, if we're going to force you guys to buy a textbook, we may as well use the resources, right? And WebAssign is really good, and we use it for Calc 1 and Calc 2 and Calc 3 as well, right? And so the reason we decided to do that is because WebAssign questions, so they're just online assignment questions, they're way better than anything we could ever make in Moodle, right? So we have Moodle questions, but they're not going to be able to do what WebAssign can do for you. For example, yeah.
So we buy the access code at the campus bookstore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think you can even do it online through the campus bookstore. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up the course first, and then I'll send you guys to the bookstore probably on Friday, because you do get 2 free weeks. So you get 2 free weeks of WebAssign, and then it'll force you to pay for it. You're not going to lose your assignments or anything if you don't pay for it or whatever you decide to do, right? And so use those 2 free weeks just in case you're not sure if you're going to stay in the course, or maybe you're going to take it next term instead, or something like that, right? So so before you're sure you're going to be in this course and you're going to do the assignments and you're going to get A's across the board, then just use the 2-week trial. And I'll make a note of that here. Down. Okay. So for assignments, we will use WebAssign. Okay. You get a 2-week, or I should say 14-day, a free 14-day trial. Okay. So on Friday, because we don't have the WebAssign course set up yet, so I don't want to lead you to a course that doesn't exist yet, right? And so on Friday, I'll walk you through the steps for setting it up. So there's nothing, so you don't need to go to the bookstore or anything quite yet. But when you do buy the access, it'll be $74, okay? Which I know it's money, but as far as textbooks go, it's not bad. Okay? So, and the reason that we decided to go with WebAssign, well, one, we were going to make you buy the textbook anyways, so may as well use it. But 2, it's just really good because it's able to identify, oh, well, this might be where you're going wrong. Here's that particular section of the textbook that you should probably reread. And here's a similar question that we've worked through for you just so you can see what's going on. And it just kind of is able to help you way more at the time that you're working on these problems. Okay? So for now, you don't need to go out and buy the textbook or anything. We'll just get you set up with the free 2 weeks on Friday, and then we'll be all good. Okay? So any questions about that? I know, do this, do that, but not yet. So, all right, let's talk about, well, I posted the grade breakdown here, which is usually why we want to have the course outline anyways. It's usually the only thing I looked at for the course outline. So that's why I didn't print them off. 5 pages you'll never read. Got a little squished here. So assignments, they're going to be worth 15% of your grade. I was going to put it out to the class though. Would you prefer that they were 10% of your grade or 15% of your grade?
15.
15, right? Yeah, I figured. I would too. Just because those 15%, you can work together, you can ask me questions, you have time, you've got resources, you can go to the Learning Center if for some reason I'm not around, right? Or maybe you just don't like me and you don't want to come see me. That's fine, I guess. It'll be a tough semester if you don't like me. The Learning Center does have free tutoring, right? And so there are tutors there, and I would venture a guess and say that almost all of them can handle the pre-calc material. Right? And so, so that's a really good resource if you're too scared to come see me, and that happens. All right, so it's final then, 15% assignments. Cool. I know, less pressure for the tests. We're gonna do 2 tests. Like I said, I haven't finalized our schedule yet. I'm already behind. At the beginning of the first semester, someone on my Facebook had posted, like, because some old students add me, and so they're still in school, and it's this professor kicking, it's a cartoon, it's this professor kicking down a door, and it's like, first day of classes, math professors be like, I'm behind. So that's me, I guess. And ever since I've been trying to find it, I just can't find it. I should have saved it. But here I am. I guess I'm already behind my ideal schedule. So I'll kind of tweak it a little bit as we go. But so that's why I haven't committed to a date. When we're finished chapter 3, that's when we'll do test 1. Test 1 will be worth 20% of your grade. After chapter 6, we'll do test 2 and it'll be 25% of your grade. Probably before reading break, end of March. And so, do you guys want it before reading break or after reading break? Before, right? I know. Do I know you guys or what? Yeah, so I'm aiming for before, then you can take a load off, right? Read some fun books for reading break, or just take a break. Wait, what's going on here? So aiming for before reading break, of course, and then kind of end of March. The final exam is worth 40% of your grade, right? And as soon as I know the date, I'll post it on here, but you'll also know because the whole campus will be, final exam schedule's up, the final exam schedule's up, right? So you'll know when the final exam schedule is posted, you'll know. Okay, so let's check out this course outline here. More contact information. Class times, you made it, so obviously you know where we are. And yeah, just remember that we're in different rooms, different days. Things got weird, I guess. So this is the textbook, but like I said, you're going to be buying just the WebAssign with the ebook, probably. And then I'll double check, but I'm pretty confident that there are copies of the textbook in the library, right, that you can borrow and kind of borrow for the day or whatever if you want to actually be reading the physical copy. But I think this is like $200 and some odd, so don't buy the hard copy, right? And it's been around for a while. I think 7th edition has been used for a few years now. So you could probably find a used copy if you wanted a hard copy. So As far as material goes, we're going to cover all these sections, and we'll go through them in order, right? From talking to other props who have taught it a lot, they say that some of the ordering, you feel like you just did that 2 sections ago. And so if that happens, I'll let you know, but we might just go through the textbook. This textbook is by James Stewart. He has passed away kind of recently, but he's kind of a rock star of calculus and pre-calculus. So especially for textbooks, he's like the go-to author. So if he put it in that order, how bad can it be, right? So, but anyways, so here's what we're going to work through. We're going to work through 7 chapters, right? So definitely not the whole textbook. That would be insane. But kind of the first 7 chapters, more or less. Only a little bit in chapter 5 and 6, I think. The learning outcomes, they're more for me than for you, right? Especially now at the beginning of term. But at the end of the term, it might be nice to look back on these and say, oh, well, here's what I was expected to know, right? Especially if you're studying for the final exam, right? Then the final exam should touch on most of these things, right? Because these are the core things that we need you to take out of this course, right? And so we'll work our way through these. It's always nice to kind of say, oh, I do know that. I do know that. Right now, they probably don't make that much sense, and that's okay. Again, I put the course evaluation here. So sticking with 15% assignments, 45% for the tests, and then 40 for the final. Pretty basic. The final exam is cumulative, so it will be from the entire term. Okay. One thing that I will say is for our department policies is if you miss a test, there's no makeup tests. What happens is the weight of that test goes on the final exam, right? So that's what I do. So if you miss a test, I don't care what the reason is, it goes on the final exam, right? And that just makes it easier for me. Otherwise, you know, you need a doctor's note, and maybe you were just sick and you didn't need to go to the doctor, but now you have to go to the doctor for a doctor's note, and it's just like, no. So I will say this though, it's always better to write the test, even if it's going to be a terrible, terrible test, right? It's always better, as long as you are convinced that you can do better on the final exam, right? I'm willing to overlook a terrible exam and pretend that you weren't here, right? And so if you have a terrible exam, but your final exam is good, that's all I care about, right? And so we're always just moving forward. I would way rather have grades for each of the tests than to have no grade, and then a huge final worth a lot of your mark, right? And then I don't know where you're at, right? The main thing on here, and this is posted on Moodle, so you can read through it if you want to, but the main thing is you have to get at least 45% on the final exam in order to be able to pass. So it doesn't matter if even not writing the final puts you at 50%, right? That would give you 0% on the final. I can't pass you, right? So you have to write the final, and you have to get at least 45% on the final exam in order to be able to pass, right? It sounds like a criteria, but it's not really, right? At the end of the term, after spending all this time together, are you able to sit down for 3 hours and produce 45% of that material? Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable, right? And I'll kind of help you write the tests. I'm going to make them so that they prepare you for the final exam, right? And so, so I think it's not a problem. We'll need a calculator, any sort of non-programmable, although I don't really care. If it's programmable. I love my TI-83. I know. My boss's office is down the hall. Be quiet. I don't really care, right? But for calculus, you won't be able to use a programmable calculator, right? And so I'm assuming that's kind of where you're headed, or something similar. And so maybe it's good to just get used to just a regular scientific calculator. Right?
And that's what we need to use for final as well.
Yeah. Like I said, if you have like a graphing calculator that you know and you love, I get it. And it's okay. But just know for future, right, that you wouldn't be able to use it. So, and if you have figured out how to program that thing, then good for you. I have no idea. So, and actually joke's on you, because if you've spent the time to try to program things in, well, one, you had to identify what to program in. That's like 50% of studying. 2, you had to spend time programming it in, making sure it works. And well, that's the other 50% of studying. So I don't really see the problem. Just some notes. The last day that you can withdraw from this course or be added to this course or do anything, any changes is January 17th. But then you have until all the way until March 6th to be able to withdraw with a W, right? Meaning that you just, if you feel like you're gonna get a fail in this course, right? You can withdraw and just get a W on your transcript instead of a fail, right? And so it's a strategic move. I don't think you get any money back, but it would be for your GPA. Right? So, but that's not gonna happen to us. No. Okay. And then we go all the way till April 9th. And then it's Easter, and then it's final exams, and then we're out of here. Can't wait. All right, our policies are here. I'm not going to read them to you or anything like that. I think I'm supposed to. Don't cheat. Yeah, don't cheat. Be nice to each other and be nice to me. It's easy. And I'll be nice to you. Yeah. So also, we do have the accessibility services, right? So if for some reason, you feel like you're a really bad test taker, then you can talk to them to see if there's some options for you. I'd say in general, if you feel like you need help, let me know, right? Whether that be, I just can't concentrate, it's so loud in here, I don't see that in this room, right? But something like that, right? So whatever you need, let me know, and I'll try to figure it out, right? A lot of the time, what I find is I know all the resources, but you don't, right? It's hard to know. So anyways, and there's counseling and all that fun stuff. So, which they always put out. We have counseling services if there's some traumatic event, but I think it's really good and it's free. So, FM, 0FM. There's a code in there. Oh. All right. So like I said, I only did the first week. I'm aiming to get into 1.4, but it's okay if we don't. Okay. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I guess it won't be until Friday. You know what? I think I'll show you guys how to log into WebAssign. I'll post these. They're from my calculus class. Hey, it looks the same. I'll post these slides. The only reason that I was kind of like, oh, we'll wait until Friday, but now I'm is because I want you to do some pre-reading, right? So I want you to read up until 1.4. And I know that sitting down and reading a textbook is really hard and really boring. It is. But I am asking that you do pre-readings only because I want it to be the second time that you hear it when you hear it from me, right? Because the first time you hear it, it'll never make sense, right? It'll just be in one ear, out the other. At least if you've read it or at least skimmed the chapters, right, or the sections that we're about to go through, right, then you'll have seen it once and you'll kind of know where you thought, oh, that is really weird. That doesn't make sense, right? And so what I want you to do is I want you to make a WebAssign account. You don't have to pay for it, right? We've got 2 weeks, so you don't have to pay for it, but I want you to sign up so that you get the ebook, right? And so you have the textbook for these next 2 weeks at least. And so, like I said, I'll post these slides and I'll change them for us. Okay, here's WebAssign doing their sales pitch, blah, blah, blah. They sent it to me, so of course there's going to be some stuff like that. So I'll post this link. It's going to be the WebAssign login page. Okay, it's going to look like this. I'll zoom in here. Has anyone used the WebAssign before? Yeah, one. So you'd have an account then. And so then I think you'll still enroll with the class key, right? But then you can just sign in. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so you'll enroll with the class key, which is up here in the corner. And wait, what happened here? There we go. And then you're going to enter your class key. This is the one that's going to be different for our course. And once I have it set up later today, then I'll give it to you, right? Our class key, but then you'll know what I'm talking about when I post it on Moodle, right? And so then you'll enter your class key. So it'll be okanagan.bc, that's for sure. And then 4 digits, 4 digits. And they'll be different. Okay. Then it's going to ask you, is this the course you want? So you want to make sure that it's Math 120, Section 3, I think. And then Emily Lee. Right. Yes, this is my class. Cool. So then it's going to ask you to either create an account or just sign in if you have an account. Right. And so creating the account is free, right? And that's what starts your 2-week trial. And so you're going to make an account. I think we all know how to make an account. And then it's got this little, the grace period ends in 4 days. Right? And so, I didn't do anything. So here, right, you're going to verify your payment, but you can just hit I'll do it later because you've still got time in your grace period, right? And so that's how you're going to not pay for a while, right? So hit I'll do it later. Even if you hit the verify payment, that's when you'll have an access code. Then you can go back here and hit verify payment. And it'll take you to entering the access code. This is really important though. Don't buy it through the WebAssign website because it's going to be in US dollars. I'm pretty sure that the bookstore is charging the same amount, but in Canadian dollars. So go through the bookstore instead. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to write that down. When you purchase the access code, buy it through the bookstore. And I was checking and I am pretty sure you can just buy it online through the bookstore, right? Because it's just an online exchange, right? And it should be $74 Canadian. Right. So So when your free trial is over, then we can think about spending the $74. I'm gonna ask the book rep, because I'm not sure if there's a way to, if you buy this access point, right, if you can get access to Calc 1 if you decide to go into it, right? Because I think you get 3 access points. I'm not sure how it works because it's a different textbook. But anyway, so I'm gonna check with her, and I think that would be really good. Or at least if you got a discount on Calc 1 or something like that. Right? They're really pushing this product. They put a lot of time into it, and now they're hoping that people will use it. It is really good, so dang them, right? But I think they're kind of into doing stuff like that right now because it's new. So we'll see what I can swing. Okay. So it is in red here. Do not purchase the access through the WebAssign account. Go to the bookstore. Okay. And so then if you have an access code, then you just enter it, and then you're in. It'll look something like this. Right now there's nothing there. Well, you don't have a class key, so you can't even get in. Hey, the irony. Crazy. Yeah, no, not even me. There's no class keys. So anyways, so here, this will be where your assignments will be. And you'll just do the WebAssign assignments and just kind of plug through it and practice that way. You will be able to start an assignment, work on a few questions, log out, come back. It'll save all your work. And like I said, even when you transfer from the free trial to the paid one, right, it'll keep your work and all your grades and stuff like that. So there's no worries. Okay. And then I'll post the login page is the one that you'll use to access it. But when I set it up for my calc class, I just downloaded the app here, and it's a little bit sluggish, I guess, because it's a pretty big textbook. Also, Stuart, told you he's a rock star. But anyways, so here, oops, come on. Right, it'll just kind of take you through all these things. Oh, now it's going to be all sluggish. But anyways, there's the book. Maybe it's just the ebook, I don't remember. I'll show you guys the app or again, you guys will probably figure it out before I do. I know it. But yeah. So then you sign in, or you can get the app, presumably, and then just do the assignments on there. Okay. I am not the WebAssign expert for things like signing in and what's going on with the course. So for me, questions, yeah, of course, just let me know. But if it's things like this question isn't showing properly, or I can't log in, or things like that, then those questions have to go to Nelson, which is the owner of WebAssign. Apparently, they're really quick to get back to you, so that's really nice. And so all that contact support information is here. All right. Oh, this is the wrong course. It's like, what? You have assignments due already? I haven't made any. What do we think about the new Moodle? It's weird. It's weird, right? I know. Yeah, it's new. There were some obvious things that I could not find. Now I found them. They're there. But to edit the page, for example, I was like, where do I go? I don't know. It's not where it usually is. Usually it's over here. Things changed.
Do you have a reason for changing it, or do they just feel like
I think the main motivator was the old Moodle was really bad to use on your phone, and it was terrible. right? And so this one is supposed to be kind of more mobile friendly, right? It's supposed to stack a little bit better and stuff like that. And so I haven't actually tested it on my phone, but that was, I think, the main reason.
It's actually pretty nice now when you compared to what it was before.
Rats, right? Yeah, before it was it was a mess. Yeah, doing it on your phone. I hated logging in on my phone, like trying to zoom in, zoom around. You have to know what the page looks like in order to navigate it. All right, there was something. Oh yeah, I asked you guys if you wanted the assignments to be worth 15% or 10. Landed on 15. Sounds good to me. Cool. All right. Anything else? Any questions? No? Do you guys just want to end early? It's like an hour early. Heads up, 7 up? No. Yeah, you keep them, but bring them to class.
Should we personalize?
Definitely. Yeah, make them, yeah, maybe some flowers or something like that. No, you don't have to. But it might be a fun procrastinating task. Right? Oh, I have to decorate my name tag. That makes it pretty fun. Oh, there. Any questions? No? Okay. So we can't get you set up through WebAssign. I have this nagging feeling that I'm forgetting to tell you guys something. That's why I'm stalling. I can't think of it. Oh yeah, I didn't even do an about me type of situation. I'm Emily. We did that. Although there was one time that I think I was so frazzled. Imagine a key situation, but way worse. The projector wasn't working. It was the first day of classes. It was insane. I forgot to tell them what my name was. It's like, okay, here we go, just start. And so I just went right into it. Yeah, I think I was a little nervous. I'm Emily. I did my undergrad in math, but then I did my master's in stats. So stats is my jam, statistics, but obviously I teach a lot of math because there's not that many stats courses to go around. Right? But yeah, I've been teaching. I've actually taught more at UBCO than here. Well, now I'm probably about even, right? But I started up at UBCO, and then I got more work down here, and then now they're stuck with me. It's awesome. So there's been a couple of terms where I've worked at both campuses, but I don't have to do that anymore. Life of luxury. No, so I'm familiar with both campuses. If you're transferring or have questions or anything like that. Oh, my weird thing is my husband lives in Ottawa. So I work here, and obviously I'm here for work. But he lives in Ottawa. So he's with the military. He got posted out there. So it's not like we've got this weird relationship thing. We're just making it work for those 3 years, and then we'll see what happens. So so I do go out to Ottawa sometimes, not that often. Last term I went a ton because I had Mondays and Fridays off. But as you know, we've got school on Fridays. We meet. And then I've got a class Monday morning. So it's really cramping my style. But I did talk to Jenna, who's teaching the other section. And she said that she would be able to come in and maybe take over for me here. I'm thinking, 2 or 3 Fridays for the whole term. So it's not going to be a big deal, especially because we're building the course together. So it should be pretty seamless. She'll know what's going on. I'll know what's going on. So just a heads up that might be happening. so that I can go home, change clothes. Otherwise, I have this, well, I actually live out of a suitcase. I unpack it, but like I've got this set of clothes. I just wear them all the time. Then I go home and I change them out and bring back another suitcase. Anyways, weird stuff like that. But yeah. Any questions for me? Thanks. I'll take a statement. Yeah.
Those are nice boots.
Very nice. I'll agree.
Fun, right? I know I could talk about, they're really light too. Sometimes I'll take them off and like prove it to people because they look so heavy, right? But I'm like, no, look, they're so light. Anyways, so thank you. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Did the no food and water sign, is that applicable?
Oh, gosh, yeah, right.
I think it actually just means
Please
no
don't
hamburgers
smoke.
or smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, no hamburgers and no smoke.
Just some
Yeah.
cigarette.
But if you have to have a burger, it's okay. Sure, yeah. We each take a bite, we'll pass it around. Yeah, we'll all get some sort of throat disease.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I didn't know they put those up still. And maybe it's just
First
a,
one I see on
it's
the
a,
app is-
yeah, definitely in the labs, they don't want
Yeah.
to be eating. But
Like
that
you don't
makes
want
sense.
to eat.
No, yeah. Oh,
I always see them. I
oh,
saw them in H building.
that might be a rodent thing.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, because it's so in the nature.
This looks like a portable screen.
It totally does.
With like
Yeah, and the French connection here, I don't know, like the French flag going on.
that's a people.
Oh.
Right here.
We have free time.
I wonder if they sometimes open the windows and then you can teach through both rooms.
Big one big.
Yeah. Cool. Do you guys want to go around and say your names? They're on the desks. You're halfway there. Sanj? Sanj? Jaskaran?
Yeah.
Giving me a little bit of leeway, probably. Jaskaran. Kim? Jake?
Yep.
Davinder? Inderpreet? Chloe? Welcome. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. But for now, let's pack it up. And I'll see you guys on Friday. So, but I do want you to sign up for the WebAssign when I post the information so that you've got the ebook and start reading. If you get to 1.4, you're a champ. See you guys on Friday. And I'll post this video right after class.